We are
We are so much more.
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
friends and neighbors.
Stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
we are the energy.
behind your everyday.
And we are.
Obsessively
Relentlessly.
At your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Good Monday morning to you. It is time for the 2022 Game 1 of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament here from Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines, which is presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Laura Leonard, I'm Paul Yeager, and in just a moment we are going to have number 1, the Johnston Dragons, undefeated, looking to run the table, but they face a team for the third time this season, the Dowling Catholic Maroons. We're going to tip off in just a few minutes, Laura. These are two teams that they share a conference. They share a couple of games during the regular season. The easy adage is to say it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, but it's not always the same when you're number 1 and undefeated.
You know, and I think for Johnston, I think there's a lot of pressure on them because everybody's talking about the fact that they are undefeated, and strange things happen when you get to Wells Fargo, and you're right. It is
Ladies
very
and
hard to
gentlemen,
beat
let's see your
a team 3
smiles. The
different
Delta
times.
Dental Smile Cam is on and looking
Delta,
for that
we're going to start
big old
smiling
smile
already.
of yours.
So the one thing about Johnston is the last time they were on this court, they lost in the 5A title game to Waukee last year. But 2 years ago, they took home the championship trophy. And there's a couple of players that know what it's like to play. Zoe Buchan and Anna Gosling both were on the team that won the title. When you get a taste of a championship, it carries with you.
It does, and they can be the experience to the younger players, and yes, they've been here a lot over the last few years, but to have that playing experience to get to the title game is just immeasurable. You have those leaders out there, and they know what to expect.
And Dowling Catholic has been to this tournament before, 3rd time in a row, and they're doing it with a group that is one returner from last year's state team. They bring in 4 new players. 2 of them are freshmen. Ava Zedeker is one of those, and Layla Triton. These 2, plus there's a couple of freshmen on the bench. There's a lot of good things to come ahead for the Maroons, but they'd like to live in the present as well. How do they do that?
Well, you know what? You have to soak it all in and then put that in your back pocket and go, okay, we're here to do business. We're here to win a state title, and then you take care of the business at hand when the ball is tipped up. And so, yeah, you know what people have talked about, are they a year early? Did they get in here a little bit soon? But you know what? The talent on this team is really good, and they have carried them this far. No reason that they can't carry them further.
Well, and we will find out in just a couple of minutes as we have lots of pop and circumstance to take place, and we'll show it to you all here on the digital network. We'll have Laura's Keys to Success from Kruger Seeds in just a moment. You're watching the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament from Wells Fargo Arena. Back in a moment.
We are
We are so much more.
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
Stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We.
We are so much more.
we are the energy.
Behind your everyday.
And we are.
Obsessively.
Relentlessly.
At your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Back inside Wells Fargo Arena, let's find out how the Johnston Dragons and the Dowling Catholic Maroons got here. For the Maroons, they defeated Waukee Northwest to get to state, and they're averaging about 51 points a game, shooting 41% from the field. Ava Zedeker, 13 points a game, which is their team best. And then they have the best Maroon ever in school history for rebounding, and Emma Gipple. For Johnston, they're 23-0. They knocked out Des Moines North. That game was close in the third quarter. North actually led in that one. They're averaging 70 points a game, which is the best in 5A. 16 assists, so you know they know how to pass the basketball. But what stands out to me is their three-point shooting at almost 39%. Jada Gyamfi, the future Iowa Hawkeye, at 14 points a game. That's how they got to state. But now let's find out on the Seeds for Success from Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in the need for corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at krugerseed.com. Laura, what do you see as Seeds for Success?
Well, what you need from Dowling Catholic is you need to have offensive execution, and you need to get out and run your sets, take your time, be patient, and get the high percentage shots. And then you want to limit transition. You can't allow the Johnston Dragons to get up and down the floor. They are a team that will like to get out and run, but you can slow that down by making baskets, and that allows your defense to get set up. And then for Johnston, what they need to do is attack the defense. They don't want to let the Maroons get set up because they are very good defensively. They are very stingy at giving up points, and don't give up any second chance points because you talked about Emma Gipple. She gets to the boards, and she goes to the offensive boards hard and gets a lot of her points that way.
These two teams have played twice this season already. Johnston won both of those. The first was back, the most recent one, I should say, was on the 11th, where Johnston won that one 60-28. And before that, it was, I know where it is. It was on the 31st of January, 57-41. So, Laura, yes, you've played somebody, but when you played somebody so recent, we're less than 3 weeks from that last time. Is there something mentality-wise you have to get over if you're Dowling?
I think you go back and you look at the game film and you see, okay, where did things break down? And those are the things that you work on in practice in that time frame. And then, yeah, maybe a little mental hurdle, but you also look at it as like, it's a new opportunity. It's a chance for us to make some noise, and let's put it behind us, learn from the mistakes that we had in the prior two games, and put it all together here on the state tournament floor.
This tournament floor is going to be busy today and all week. 5A championships will take place on Friday. But first, it is Johnston, Dowling, Pleasant Valley City High, Roosevelt and West Des Moines Valley, and Centennial and Waterloo West. But now let's meet all of the players and coaches for Johnston and Dowling Catholic across the way with Mr. Tim Fitzpatrick.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, basketball fans. Welcome to today's 2022 Girls State Basketball 5A quarterfinal matchup featuring the Dowling Catholic Maroons and the Johnston Dragons.
You stand wherever you need to.
Fans, tradition is an important part of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's storied history. Because our past is an integral part of what we do today, we ask that everyone in attendance please join in a round of applause to show our appreciation to all the women who have participated in high school athletics in Iowa. Once an Iowa girl, always an Iowa girl. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship shown by Dowling Catholic High School and Johnston High School. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Kylie Meyer, a member of the IGHSAU Student Athlete Advisory Committee, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school's scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Dowling Catholic High School, Kevin Oddie.
I'll have to go back. When we talked to him the first time we had him, he said they had this player that transferred.
And from Johnston High School, Chelsea Tanky. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game.
The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union encourages positive behavior.
Pride, respect, leadership, and sportsmanship on the court and in the stands.
Remember what a great privilege it is to see your team compete. Thank you for your attendance. Enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game.
It's now time to introduce the players for today's 5A quarterfinal matchup. First of all, here are your non-starters for the Dowling Catholic Maroons. Number 1, Olivia Radiker. Number 3, Julia Friedrich. Number 5, Grace Kelly. Number 11, Marin Heller. Number 15, Molly Moist. Number 31, Macy Downing. Number 33, Olivia Spracklin. Number 35, Addie Smith. Number 41, Ellie Olson. And number 43, Alex Gaskell. Your assistant coaches, Joel Danner, Audrey Faber, Tom Donahue, Lisa Smith, Jonathan Vandera, and Logan Greiner. Now let's meet your non-starters for the home team, the Johnston Dragons. Number 2, Isabella Balsley. Number 12, Cameron Gillick. Number 14, Cortland Jackson. Number 24, Molly Nelk. Number 32, Avery Ryan. Number 33, Emma Hampton. Number 34, Ava Helming. And number 40, JC Blanchard. Your assistant coaches, Mark Hine, Brad Buchan, Jenny Cook, Ellie Ruffridge, and Christine Wolford. And now, Here are your starters for today's 5A quarterfinal. At guard, a 5'9 freshman, number 13, Ava Zedeker. For the Dragons, at guard, a 5'5 senior, number 4, Zoe Buchan. For Dowling Catholic, at guard, a 5'4 junior, number 21, Julia Moore. For Johnston, at guard, a 5'7 senior, number 20, Anna Gusling. For the Maroons, at forward, a 5'11 senior, number 23, Emma Gipple. For Johnston, at guard, a 5'7 sophomore, number 22, Aaliyah Riley. For Dowling Catholic, at guard, a 5'10 junior, number 25, Lauren Frericks. For Johnston, at guard, a 5'11 sophomore, number 30, Eiley Tanky. And for the Maroons, at guard, a 5'8 freshman, number 45, Layla Tritton. For the Dragons, at forward, a 6'2 senior, number 42, Jada Jimphy. Head coach for the Maroons, Kristen Meyer. For the Dragons, Chad Gillick. Ladies and gentlemen, now turn your attention to the area in front of the scorer's bench. Our officials for today's game as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Chad Slagle, Garrett Wirtz, and Travis Berkey. Fans, at this time, we ask you to please join us and direct your attention to the flag as we honor America and those around the world who protect our freedom with the singing of our national anthem. Today, performed by the students from Central Decatur, the CD Quartet, under the direction of Beth Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Nice job, ladies. Thank you. All right. Who's ready for tournament basketball?
All right, we'd like to thank the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa, and we'd like to thank the offices listed on your screen for their support of the two teams playing in our game today. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girl, the Maroons in the road maroon uniforms, Johnston in their home whites. We have a really good student section for 10 a.m. in the morning, but Laura, you get out of school, this could be an educational experience as well.
It's a field trip is what it is, and it's a great field trip. Anytime you get a chance to come root your team on and your school on and hopefully see them get to the championship game and win a state title, everybody's going to come out in force.
They're ready to go. The crowds are on their feet. They're making some noise. What a great atmosphere to feature the Iowa Girl in the 2022 state tournament is underway. Johnston takes the opening tip. They'll go left to right as you watch here. That's Riley, now Jimphy on the right, to the left side. Get Riley back with the top of the key. Sets up, first shot, three ball, no good, off to the right side. Grabbed by, you guessed it, Emma Gipple.
Well, right away you could see that Dowling Catholic was going to fall off and pack the middle. They were going to give up that shot to Riley.
You sometimes pack it in on the key player and you find out if your 4 and 5 scorers can do it. So far it's worked for Dowling. Driving in, and Moore has it taken away. And if you look at Moore's left leg, Laura, she's got a pair of shorts and it looks like an extra pad out there, kind of a pregame injury.
I think in practice this week, I think they were going up against a scout team, brought in some players, and I think knocked knees with one of them and is a little tender, a little sore, and we'll see how she progresses throughout the game. Maybe that'll loosen up as she gets up and down this court.
Nice drive, and then the lead for Gipple is intercepted by Buchan, and Zoe runs it up. Now Riley across center court. Gypsy doubled up, as you said, Laura.
Yeah, and they're going to dare her to shoot that shot and see if she takes advantage of it. She's not looking at it, and they're just saying, go ahead and take it. And until she gets comfortable with it, she's not going to take some ill-advised shots.
Riley played last year for these Dragons. 3 ball on the way, and that's the back side of the iron is Tanky's shot. Rebound, Moore and the Maroons. Gipple drives in on Gymphy. Off the high glass, no good. Rebound taken by Tanky.
No, good job by Gymphy. Stayed straight up and down, went right with her as she took it to the rim. And so a couple of things that you're seeing with Dowling Catholic, they're falling off and they're double teaming down low, and then they're going to go right at Gymphy to try to get her in foul trouble.
Up ahead is Zedeker, drives, and her shot is partially blocked by Riley. Gymphy clears it for the Dragons.
Boy, first look by Gymphy was to try to get the ball down the floor in a hurry. She was looking for that baseball pass, but they were able to get set up, get Gosling. You know what? Gosling loves this floor. She's played here before, and she shoots on this floor very, very well.
She shot from beyond the arc on the NBA range for that one to make it 3-0, our first score. 2 minutes in. Zedeker, her first experience here at the state tournament as a player.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup for her. They switched off, and Gymphy has the assignment on Zedeker.
Thought about the 3. Gymphy closes in a hurry. Triton comes to the rescue, as does Frericks. Guarded by Tanky, way out front. Nice pass, Zedeker. Ava, the 3, the shot, no good. Rebound, Buchan dribbles off her right foot, gets her own loose ball back, and the Dragons will have it.
That was a good patient set by the Maroons and made them work on defense, the Dragons, but the Dragons were able to pull that rebound, and now they're going to go into attack mode.
Gosling, the runner in the lane. She has all 5 of Johnston's points. They lead 5-0. 4:40 to go here, first quarter. Gipple, top of the key. Gymphy switches off now. 3 from Moore is short. Tanky there. Tanky, only a sophomore, already committed to Iowa State. And you look at her like, how, why? Well, you can help feed players like that. Gosling's 3. Timeout, Dowling. Gosling, all of the 8 points that the Maroons are looking up on the downside as we look at that replay. Gosling catching and shooting. You worry so much about Buchan if you leave Gosling and her 12 points. She's more than halfway to her average.
Well, I said she shoots very well on this floor, very comfortable in this atmosphere. In the 2020 state championship game, she had 17 points in that ball game, and telling you what, she looks just as comfortable right now, and she has been their leader so far. So going to be interesting to see. You needed to take that quick timeout. You can't let this get out of hand right away in the first quarter. And so see how Dowling Catholic adjusts now after that quick 30-second timeout.
Gosling also had 17 the second time these two teams played. So stick with the one that brought you here. And if Gosling's got the hot hand. Now, I was saying to you, Laura, in the warm-ups, I was watching Johnston shoot. It looked like that scene, the old comedy scene of the basketball team you're playing. Every shot looked like it was going in for Johnston.
And sometimes that doesn't carry over into game time, but it has so far for the Dragons.
Gipple with it. Looks for some help, gets it from Moore. Moore drives in. Runner won't go. Gipple fights off Gyamfi. It's going to be off of Emma Gipple, and it'll go back to Johnston.
Now, Gipple is going to crash hard every time that ball goes up, and Gipple averages right around 12 rebounds a game, and a lot of those come on the offensive side.
Molly Nelk into the game for Johnston. Driving in is Tanky. She has it knocked away momentarily by Frericks. Buchan, top of the key, 3:30 to go, first quarter. Zoe drives the runner, and she's fouled in her shot, and she'll get her first chance to shoot the basketball from the free throw line.
You know, that's a situation where Buchan is so good with the ball handling skills. She can put it on the floor. She can create. And Emma Gipple needed to she was in good position. She's got a few inches on Buchan. Go straight up. You don't need to swat at that ball.
Second free throw is no good, so 9-0. Johnston with the lead here. That foul was assigned to Emma Gipple. Maroons go back to work. Now with Heller, who is into the game. Frericks drives and has it just poked out from behind by Tanky. All right, I was going to say earlier, Tanky only 9 points a game. Iowa State was interested in her early. What is it about her game, Laura, that stands out to a Division I program?
Well, I think if you watch her and just how she carries herself on the floor and the way she understands the game, moves without the basketball, she can do a lot of different things, not just score. She can set her teammates up, she can rebound, and I think there's just a lot of progress that's going to be made with her game.
Gipple's three is off the mark. Grabbing the rebound is Emma Hampton. Riley, top of the key. She shot the first game's attempt and hasn't shot it since, and now she travels.
Really good defensive communication for the Maroons as they slide over. And Riley was over on the bench for a little bit, and Coach Chad Gillick was talking to her about how do you handle this situation when they're backing off of you. And so one of the things he obviously told her, put it on the floor, attack, go, get yourself a little bit higher percentage shot. Just took it a little bit too far, and good defensive rotation.
Gipple drives right at Gyamfi and did just what you've been talking about, Laura. Draws the foul on Jada, her first.
I think if you can get that matchup and try to go one-on-one with Gyamfi, you could maybe get her into a little bit of foul trouble. She's been prone to that during the course of her career.
And the Maroons get their first point of the game from Emma Gipple. The senior hits the first. 9-1 with 2:27 to play. First quarter. Second one like the first.
And those are big points for the Maroons because then you can just breathe that sigh of relief. Got a couple points on the board and now get down to business.
Get it through as you approach 2 minutes. You'd like them to get a field goal at some point, but you take the points any way you can. Riley. Gosling. Now back Riley, three. Way off, goes cross court, and it's stolen away by Lauren Frericks.
That's a tough pass to make, that skip pass over the top of the defense, and a good read.
Frericks drives, has a lane, gets up and puts it up. Lauren Frericks, the junior, cuts the lead to 5.
No hesitation there. She just took the pass and went downhill.
And sometimes when you attack, that creates later, because it's always in the back of your mind. Hampton. Now back to Riley. There's that high percentage shot off the mark. Back out for the Dragons.
I like the fact that they kicked it right back out and get the reset.
Gosling and Gyamfi play a little pick. And before the shot, Gyamfi is fouled. I think they're going to whistle more. You don't see many picks anymore where the girl actually is stopped. off the pick, and that time Gymphy created a big target. A lot of times these defenders are so good at stepping around the pick. That's about communication, so maybe there wasn't as much communication on the Maroons there on that play.
And you have to understand, you have to feel that too. You get the hands out, try to feel where the defender is, and figure out are you going to go underneath or are you going to try to go over the top.
Balsley, who's into the ball game with it. Now Hampton. She thought about the three, instead goes to Gosling and has it knocked away for a moment. Now Anna will drive in, and she's blocked by Frericks. Got to give you, Lauren Frericks has been the Maroons MVP in this first quarter.
Yeah, she's done it all defensively too, and made some nice steals, gotten the hand in the passing lane, been very disruptive.
Julia Moore, not seeing any ill effect there of an injury. Julia drives, and she is fouled on the way to the basket. And I think they whistled that on Hampton. As we see that replay again there on that nice drive. Moore's free throw rattles out. It'll stay a 9-4 game.
Those are ones that you want to have early in the ball game. You got to be able to knock down those free throws.
Zoe Buchan with the basketball, top of the key, and before 5-second call, she wasn't making offensive progression. Turnover, Johnston.
Well, I think she wanted to try to wind the clock, try to get the last second shot here before the quarter, and it just took a little bit too much time being closely guarded out on the top of the key.
Ava Zedeker gets the call from Kristen Meyer, who's in her 6th year with the Maroons. She won a state title with Nevada. As the 5 count comes again, Zedeker pulls up her dribble. And Gipple waits for the 2 offensive and defensive players to clear. Oh, nice move by Heller, lays it in.
Boy, does she have good handles and a nice little jab step, stop, start, and the defense turned their back and she blew right by.
9-6 is how the first quarter ends as we take a look again going to the break. Nice runner, and Johnston not able to get a shot off. We've played 1 3-point advantage for the Dragons.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
Relentlessly.
At your service.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
Hey fans, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. Johnston jumped out to an 8-0 lead. Maroons call a timeout, but Laura, it has been Dowling holding Johnston to just 1 point since then. 9-6 as we start quarter 2. What did Dowling do right after that timeout?
I think it just settled down. They needed that timeout to get back in the moment and understand that they're playing basketball and not worry about it's a state tournament and those kinds of things. They just got back to business.
Gipple has her pocket picked by Gosling, and now Johnston. Jada Gymphy filling the 3 ball, missing. Rebound, Maroons. Frericks, who was huge for the Maroons in that first quarter, picks up where she left off in the second.
Continues to do the little things for this Dowling Catholic team.
Zedeker now to Heller, who's in the starting lineup for the second quarter, and she carries the basketball, turns it over.
Just wanted to make that move, and that's really kind of a great example of how she can handle the basketball. Just got a little bit too much underneath it, but she has really great moves with the ball in her hand.
Zoe Buchan with the basketball, now met with Gosling and Tanky. Gosling with it, now Buchan. Minute gone by in the quarter, and that's going to be a travel. Tanky wanted the shot. She also wanted the pump fake, but you can't do them both.
No, and it's a little indecision, but the defense was right there. And who was it again? Lauren Frericks.
Frericks, the junior, playing huge here today. Zedeker gets it, and she is fouled by Riley out front, trying to deny that pass. Ava Zedeker averages 13 points a game. Her grandfather, Arnie, has done some coaching in his time. Storm Lake, Fort Dodge, Cedar Rapids, Kennedy on the boys' side. So sometimes when you have that DNA of coaching, it's hard to escape. Just a lot of stuff you do you don't even think about. It's just there.
Yeah, good family lines, and I'm sure a lot of basketball has been talked in that family.
Nice runner in the lane is good. Julia Moore. And it's within one. The Maroons have clawed all the way back, down 8-0. Riley with it. Stops her dribble. They go back to Riley. Double teamed is Jimphy there on the block.
So obviously defense changes when Aaliyah Riley is in the ball game. They have made that adjustment. As soon as she's in the game, they are doubling down, but when she's out of the game, they go man-to-man or pick straight up one-on-one.
Boy, Dowling's defense is just not letting Johnston get any clean looks. Riley, the runner, goes. Maybe that'll help get her off the snide.
Good ball cut into the middle, and a great look and a great feed, but you know, she's not giving up. She's continuing to move without the basketball, not getting frustrated because it's so obvious that they're giving her that shot, but she is continuing to move.
The three ball shot by Heller is off the mark, but there is a foul underneath. I think Zoe Buchan picked up the foul there for Johnston on the rebound. Not sure if we'll be able to see that foul on the replay or not. 5:40 to play here, second quarter. 11-8 Johnston, but Dowling has the basketball. Can tie it with a three. Or they'll Stella for 2 free throws. Moore drives, and who'd she get the foul on? Jada Jimphy, that's number 2.
And that's a a defensive rotation. Good ball fake by Moore to get around the first wave of defense, and Jimphy comes over, and she went over to the sidelines, thought she was going to be taken out of the ball game because of those 2 fouls, and Coach Gillick says, "No, we're going to leave you. No, we're going to get you out now."
Jimphy's issue when she was at Urbandale was that she would get into some foul trouble. It carried over to her first year at Johnston last year, but as the season progressed, she played better defense with her feet, not her hands, and that's just an easy coaching thing in theory, but it's very hard to execute sometimes.
It is hard to execute. And, you know, she's been able to do it, but, boy, the temptation of having to rotate over and to be able to block a shot, that temptation is just enough to get you to maybe swat at it, and a lot of contact going after that loose ball.
Zoe Buchan and Julia Moore locked up, and Buchan picks up her second foul. So now Johnston, 2 of their starters with 2 fouls here early in the second quarter. Zedeker drives and kicks, goes to the floor, no call. Wide open Frericks, can she hit it? No! Rebound, Julia Moore and the Maroons. Moore in on Nelk, and Nelk is called for the foul. And I think I can read the body language from the Johnston side, thinking it was all clear. We'll see it here on the replay in a moment. Nelk looked like she was in the right spot, got the hand up on it, but must have gotten some part of the body.
Hard to tell from our angle, and the official was right there looking in on it.
He has a better view than I do. Moore hits the shot. She now has 4.
And more importantly, he has the whistle.
That's true, too. I might have a microphone. He has the whistle that stops play. Moore can tie it for the Maroons and does not, as Gipple tips it, and it's off of Dowling as Moore pleads her case. But it's still a 1-point advantage for Johnston, and Dowling is going to put on some full court man pressure here into Balsley.
And they've been switching it up, showing some different looks, trying to keep Johnston off balance.
The Yukon is maybe going to get a pick from Gosling, and instead, timeout Johnston. Coach Chad Gillick takes a 30-second moment to collect some thoughts. What is he going to say right now? Because he's got to feel that his team isn't playing to their expectations.
Yeah, I think that just kind of looking over in their huddle, it's not about strategy or anything. It's right now it's about the mental side of it. I think he's telling me you got to play a little bit harder. They're out hustling you right now. They're getting to every loose ball, and they're making things happen. Johnston is kind of set back now on their heels a little bit since their hot start.
Had a chance to talk with assistant coach Joel Danner for Dowling. I said, hey, coach, last year you graduate 4 in your starting lineup, 1 returner and Emma Gipple, and you 4 seniors, and you come back, and here you are at the state tournament. He says, our freshmen have bought into what our veterans, and it clearly is showing right now.
And that's the kind of young group that you want to build up your program and get it back to. Dowling is here year in and year out, and you thought after last year losing those starters that, okay, they might be a year away, but here they are, and that's just the hard work of these young freshmen.
Dowling forces Johnston to go over and back and get another turnover. So now the Maroons can take the lead on a bucket, which would be their first of the game. It was all Johnston to start. Number 1, undefeated, carries a little bit of weight and pressure. And so far, the Dowling Maroons are not intimidated. The shot, Zedeker crashes, loses it. It goes off of, I'll tell you what, that was Riley. She was doing everything she could to grab a hold of it, but just couldn't get it. Ball goes out of bounds.
That was just great hustle. And those are the kinds of plays that you're going to see here at the Girls State Tournament.
Nice give and go, and a foul on the entry. Who are they trying to find? Lauren Frericks.
She just has quietly put together a really nice half for the Maroons. Yep.
Frericks averages 6 points a game. She's done more than score points for them in this game. She's only had 2, now 3 as it's tied at 11.
So what, Johnston got out to an 8-0 lead, and it's been Dowling ever since.
It's been a 12-3 run, and now a lead for the first time for the Maroons at the 4:32 mark before half. Gyamfi comes back in, so does Zoe Buchan. Aaliyah Riley dribbles up the basketball. Gosling on the floor, as is Tanky. Inside, Gyamfi, they feed her, and there's going to be a foul on the entry. And that is going to be whistled on Julia Moore, and that's her second foul. Laura, you called it from the very first offensive series for Johnston. Gyamfi being doubled right there, and you could see Moore kind of fall backwards on that play.
She was trying to get as close to Gyamfi as she could to sandwich her in there and not allow that pass to come.
Gyamfi just goes up and gets it. Riley cuts and scores. So 2 easy buckets from Riley. She now has 4. Back to a 1-point advantage for the Dragons.
Yeah, and she just keeps moving, cutting to the open spot, and Gyamfi was able to find her, and nice little runner by Riley.
Heller drives in on Buchan. To the baseline. Zedeker drives in. The runner, no. Tipped away. Emma Gipple goes back up strong and finds a way to put it back in. Maroons with the lead back.
She crashes as soon as the ball is in the air. She knows how to find the angle, how to get in position, and tip that ball to herself, and then was able to finish with that second chance point.
Molly Naut comes back in, and that is a substitution. They are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Dowling 14, Johnston 13. Round 1, quarterfinals of the 2022 Girls State Basketball Tournament here from Wells Fargo Arena. Along with Laura Leonard, I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here on the first game of the day, first game of the tournament. Riley pulls the trigger, misses. Gyamfi goes up, puts it back. She's fouled on the putback by Zedeker, and Gyamfi wanted the and one. Wanted that bucket to fall.
Yeah, she battled hard for that rebound, and when she pulled it, there were 3 maroon jerseys around her, and she fought her way through it to at least get a shot up.
Gyamfi hits the first. Her first point of the game comes with 3:18 left. Triton whistled for the foul as Gyamfi misses, but Gosling collects. Gyamfi drives, left hand, pass tipped away, gets it back, headed towards the bench. Nelk saves the day with the catching of that pass. Buchan. Riley, floater again in the lane, no go. Tipped away by Zedeker to herself, and Ava behind the back at midcourt. Feels a little more confident now in her play. Heller pulls it back out.
They're going to take a little time and be patient, run one of their sets. They like to go 4 out, 1 in.
Zedeker's going to turn and miss the 3. Tanky the board, gets it up to Gyamfi, who's running the floor. Jada drives in on Gipple, left-hander in the floater in the lane, good. And now Gyamfi, I think she was told, you just start attacking.
Well, and they did spread the floor for her that time. It was they were getting some help defensively. Heller was just a hair late coming over as Gyamfi made that spin move.
Heller drives in and now back out. Gets the pullback 15-footer and nails it.
A really good jab step to get Buchan to back up, and the step back 3 or step back 2.
Heller, a freshman. Buchan drives, and she's going to get a chance to shoot a couple of free throws as she drives to the basket. Since that 30-second timeout, Laura, where you said they weren't talking strategy, it was more of a reminder between the ears. Johnston's done a much better job of attacking.
Yeah, they've kind of gotten back into their rhythm and into their comfort zone from where they were. I think they were a little dazed by the punch that the Maroons threw at them after they jumped out to that 8-0 lead.
Zoe Buchan hits the first free throw. She now has a point. Moore, Gipple, Frericks, and Heller all have 4 points for the Maroons. Anna Gosling had the first 8, and she hasn't scored since. Gyamfi with 3. 4 for Riley, and now 2 for Buchan. No, make it 3. Ava Zedeker now to her freshman teammate, Maren Heller. Frericks back down her defender. Now Heller tried to do that same drop back move. And traveling in the lane is Ellie Olson, another freshman. Laura, this could be a game, 2 sets of teams we see play at the state tournament level for a number of years. There's, a lot of talk about Johnston, how good they are. This year, there's a lot of young talent, maybe an 8th grader that's already committed or getting Division I offers. You've got Riley, the sophomore, who hits a shot right on cue as the next generation of good shooters from Johnston by the guards. Maya McDermott, anyone?
Right, yeah, and it just took a little bit of time for Riley to get that confidence level up to go ahead and pull the trigger on that 3. But it's a great system at the Johnston High School where they have just continued to build and grow with their younger programs coming in.
The Maroon fans behind us were thinking that Jada Gyamfi had her defender on her left arm and shoved her down. No call. That would have been Gyamfi's 3rd foul. As the replay plays on the board, that doesn't help the case for the Maroons fans. Inside to Riley. She gets quickly defended, cut, and score! Emma Hampton.
And that's one thing that this Dragons team does, is that they are in constant motion. They are always moving, looking to find that open lane, that open alley to be able to either drive through or cut to receive a pass.
Triton, now Heller. 15 seconds. Heller pulls up her dribble. She's going to have to get rid of it and does. Zedeker with it now with 10 seconds. Zedeker has it knocked away. 5 seconds, 4, and now there's going to be a foul. Riley picks it up. 3.5 seconds to go before halftime, and Zedeker is going to get 2 free ones here.
You know, this is how quickly Johnston can take control of a basketball game. We were tied at 16 apiece about at the, 2-minute mark, I suppose, give or take, and now they've been able to get some separation. Dowling getting to the free throw line to cut into that and give them just a little bit of momentum heading into halftime.
Zedeker hits the first free throw. And she'll get another. I was thinking the exact same thing when Johnston scored. I'm like, wait a minute, how did it get to be that quick of a 7-point advantage? It's now 6. Johnston, the heave-ho at the break. Good if it goes! Oh, we almost had our first Sports Center play. Emma Hampton let fly. And the shot falls short. Johnston will take a commanding 23-17. And I only say commanding because, as Laura said, it was tied at 16, tied at 11. It has been an impressive Dowling team here, as they have shown no signs of, they got beat by almost 35 points less than 2-3 weeks ago, and they're stepping onto this huge stage playing their hearts out as they trail 23-17.
And it's a different environment, it's a different feel, and it is a new season. When you get, you have several seasons. You have the preseason, then you have conference season, and then you have tournament play, you get into district and regional play, and then you get to the state tournament, and it's a whole new season and a whole new attitude, and they feel like they can compete. They know exactly what they need to do to try to win this ballgame.
We'll recap the first half stats and get you ready for half number 2 in a moment. Johnston leads in this 5A quarterfinal from Wells Fargo Arena.
Is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face. SWIC feels like a community, like family, like home.
SWIC is a place for you.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics, because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
This is the Class 5A quarterfinal, game number 1 of the day here from Wells Fargo Arena in the state tournament. Along with Laura Leonard, I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here for this game. And Laura, you've called a game between Johnston and Dowling already this year. What are you seeing differently between that game and this game?
Well, I think that different defensive strategy by the Maroons has thrown the Dragons off just a little bit. They made some adjustments in that second quarter, were able to get that lead back. But, you know, Dowling Catholic is playing so hard and they're hustling. They're a step quicker right now than Johnston to the loose balls, and that's what's kept them into the ball game. Just looking at the stats, one of the things, they have gotten to the free throw line a lot. So they're putting the ball on the floor, they're attacking, they're getting inside. They've got to knock down free throws, though. They're not a great free throw shooting team. Johnston is. They've not been able to get to the line. But really, the free throw shooting is the difference in this ballgame.
Right, and you have to remember the foul situation. Jada Gymphy and Zoe Buchan both have 2 fouls. Gymphy almost picked up that third with 50 seconds left in the first half. If Dowling can get back to attacking and forcing Gymphy to maybe make a not smart move, that could change how this game goes, because Johnston's been able to make some runs, but it's not always at the right time and with the personnel you think that it would be, as we are handed the first half statistics. And I always forget to do this, and that's to thank Jason Esslinger from the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union for all of his work in both prep and in-game, as we take a look at points and some of the field goal situation. The thing that caught me is that Johnston's shooting 50% from the field. And you talked about Riley getting to the basket for higher percentage shots. She's done that, and that's been a difference too.
Yeah, it has. And, 8 shots for Aaliyah Riley. Knocked down 3 of them, only 1 a three-pointer. I think that Dowling Catholic is going to continue to try to give her that 3 and see if she'll take it. She's hit 1, I think, and I've asked coaches before, when you play that kind of strategy, how many shots does that player have to make before you adjust? And it's usually about 3. So you give them about 3, and then you make that adjustment.
Gosling had 8 points to start the game, and they made an adjustment on her. She hasn't scored since the first quarter. 7 for Riley, 3 for both Buchan and Gymphy, 2 for Emma Hampton. For the Maroons, Moore, Gipple, Frericks, and Heller all have 4 points. We're going to take a break with an interview with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and Iowa Farm Bureau right here from the state tournament.
I'm Lisa Brinkmeyer, here along with Brent Johnson, president of Iowa Farm Bureau. First off, we'd like to thank you for your title sponsorship of the Girls Athletic Union, as well as the 2022 Girls State Basketball Tournament. Brent, why is it important for Iowa Farm Bureau to invest in Iowa's youth?
Yeah, well, our youth is tomorrow's leaders. And, Iowa Farm Bureau, we put a lot of emphasis in that. And, every year we give $250,000 to kids in scholarships throughout the entire state. Over the last several years, we've provided almost $500,000 in teacher education and products for their classrooms. One of the things that we're really proud of is being able to take care of our students on the athletic fields as well. Iowa is one of only 7 states that even offers concussion insurance. And again, this year, Iowa Farm Bureau, we're proud to announce that at no cost to the student or their families, Iowa Farm Bureau is providing that concussion insurance for those student athletes so that they remain safe and can compete at a high level.
Fantastic.
All right, thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. That is the halftime entertainment, the wing eating contest, which always makes me hungry. We'll take a break and get you ready for half number 2. Dowling Catholic trying to mount the upset to start the 2022 tournament. They trail number 1 Johnston 23-17. Half number 2 after this.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune, and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
Des Moines, the S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
Inside Casey's. Outside Casey's. Inside Casey's. Outside Casey's. Inside. Outside. Inside. Outside. Inside. Outside. Order for curbside pickup this winter, and we'll bring your delicious Casey's Pizza order outside, so you can stay inside. Now at Casey's, buy one large pizza, get one half off. Casey's, here for staying inside. Here for good.
Audio outside. I'm like, okay, we're back. We are back. Paul Yeager and Laura Leonard. I admit when I am back earlier than I think. And we are sitting here courtside just discussing the comedic talents of one Steve Martin. Funny, not funny?
Oh, hilarious.
You like Steve?
Love him.
Yeah.
Have you actually, and this is probably, nobody wants to hear this, but Murders in the Building, it's a show on Hulu. You got to watch it. It's Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez, I think. It's a great show.
Oh, that's right. I know about it. I have not seen it. And, you know, all three of those people would look really good in some new apparel. And here's how they can do it. They can go to IGHSAU.org, browse, and customize your merchandise to match your style, because you can pick up the official state tournament merchandise, scan the QR code that you might see in the building, or you can see it on the website, pick up something new. Always love looking at the team shirts as they walk in, whether it's the purple, the pink. We know that there's pink shirts that are going to be coming soon for championship teams, which we will see on Iowa PBS. Laura and I will have pregame show Friday night, 5:30, Saturday at 2, and then championship games in 5A, 3A Friday, and then 4, 2, and 1 on Saturday. I got that right first time out of the game.
Good job.
All right, so if you're Johnston trying to get back to the title game for the third year in a row, Laura, what are they going to have to do here in the second half?
Well, I think that they need to be a little bit more aggressive and not play like, hey, we come in undefeated, doesn't matter who's on the floor against us, we're going to be able to walk in here and beat them. You have to play to your potential, and this is a very good Johnston team. They need to just turn up the heat a little bit. And then for the Maroons, they need to continue doing what they're doing defensively and see if they are going to show a few different things. You might see them put a little pressure on in the backcourt.
Riley drives in as we start half number 2. The runner, and then pull-up jumper by Gosling. She's back. So Gosling doesn't score in the second quarter. She comes back, hits the first bucket of the third as we're underway, back to a 25-17 advantage for the Dragons, and it almost was a turnover there, but it was knocked away by Eiley Tanky. Let me set the lineups for you here. Riley Tanky, Jimfy, Buchan, and Gosling for the Dragons in white, and it's Gipple with the basketball. She got it from Zedeker, Frericks. That's Moore, and then Zedeker again, and the last one on the floor is Triton, number 45. So the starters for both of these teams as we go in quarter 3. Moore with the basketball now, spins in, kicks it back out. Frericks, the three, no. Rebound comes long to Gosling. Inside to Jimfy. They pick up right off where they left off, do the Dragons.
Well, and that time they did still have the double team. They're feeding Jimfy, but the backside help. Went for the steal, couldn't get the steal. Then that left the backside wide open.
Gipple, step out three, good.
Yeah, Gipple is she's just a hard-nosed competitor. We've seen it on the glass, and now stepping out and knocking down some shots. Need to get a little bit more out of her in this ball game on the offensive end.
Riley drives, throws the over-the-head prayer shot. It's not answered. Maroons clear it. So now let's see what happens now if Dowling attacks Gymphy, because if Gipple steps out and shoots that three, she's got to come out as they intentionally drive. Moore does right at Gymphy. So that strategy from the open is there, Laura.
And if you go right at her, you could see her back off. That's a great backdoor cut. Good move. Drew the defense and a little lob pass over the top of some outstretched hands. But you're right. I mean, if they continue to go inside at Gymphy, she's going to back off. She don't want to pick up that third foul.
That is one thing that Coach Meyer, you know that's what she's trying to tell you when she says attack. That means they're trying to get Gymphy in foul trouble, because this is a different team without Gymphy on the floor. Zedeker pulls up. Now Moore. Julia looks, drives, goes around. Just has her shot altered by Gymphy's presence.
And Gymphy did the right thing. She didn't try to go after her, didn't try to make a move, didn't try to block it. She just stood there, and you're right, the presence of her in the middle caused that shot to be altered.
Anna Gosling hits the bucket in transition and forces a Dowling timeout, as all of a sudden it is a 9-0. Take a look at the rim cam there on replay. I'd call that the shooter's touch, wouldn't you?
Definitely the shooter's touch, and a little hit every part of the rim, got the backboard, and then fell in.
All right, so Dowling down in this game 9. 9 is the smallest margin of victory Johnston has had all season. It was against Centennial that threw that defense at them. You know, these teams look at each other, how they defend certain things. You can see something on tape, but it's hard to execute it at times. I think Scott DeYoung kind of provides a blueprint on defense. It's just not every team can execute that. If you're Dowling right now, Gymphy's not a problem for you offensively, but she is a problem defensively for you.
Yeah, and you have to find ways to, can you kick it inside and have that defense drawn in and kick it out to the shooters. Shooters need to take their time and line things up and knock down some three-pointers.
Moore drives in, dribbles around Gymphy. Now it's a one-on-one. Cut is Gipple, left side, too strong. Gymphy gets it off the rebound and now runs the floor.
Good interior passing, just could not finish that and knock down that shot that they needed. And what a nice step through now. Aaliyah Riley really finding how she can impact this game.
Normally the guard doesn't feel that comfortable within that 6-foot range of the bucket, but that's exactly where Riley just dominates with her moves.
She is really good and pretty strong upper body and good footwork when she gets inside.
Zedeker gets the defense in the air and drives. No bucket. She's fouled before. And we have an IMTINS.com substitution. All substitutions today are brought to you by IMTINS.com. Be worry-free with IMT. Maroons get it in, 4:31. Finally, a cutting Gipple, and she's fouled. And that's on Buchan. And that's her third foul. Actually, that's her fourth foul. So Zoe Buchan picked the foul up while I was doing that read, and she's going to have to sit for quite some time. And her dad, one of the assistant coaches, Brad on the sidelines, he hit the chair. He was frustrated. Dad can do that sometimes.
Yeah, and she was in good position. It looked like she might have had her hand on top of the ball, but maybe got a little skin as that shot was going up.
Tanky blocks out and gets the rebound. Now Riley drives in. Back for Gosling. Anna, 15-foot transition, no good. Gipple, man, she's fun to watch rebound. Just stuck that left hand out. She's the all-time leading rebounder in Maroon history, and you think of all those great players. 3 on the way, good! Lauren Frericks now with 7.
Well, she's been the catalyst. They need a couple more of those.
Riley gets under, has her shot blocked by Gipple. Heller grabs the loose one and pushes it up. Dowling can cut into this lead, which has grown back up to 7.
And now Johnston's going to have to come out and maybe be a little bit more cautious out on the perimeter. Get a hand up, get the hand in the face, and as Dowling continues to look for those long-range jumpers.
Zedeker misses the shot. Johnston the rebound. Tanky drives and kicks to Nelk. Now Riley from 3. If she hits that, that would change the game tremendously. Gipple and Gyamfi fight for it. Maroons have it. Zedeker drives in, crossover in the lane, and she'll go for 2 as the bucket just wouldn't fall. Riley picks up the foul.
Right at about the half-court line, you could see that Zedeker eyed it up. She knew she was going to be one-on-one with Riley and wanted to take on that challenge.
Zedeker hits the first free throw, her second point of the game. And going to the bench is Riley as she picks up her 3rd foul. As the free throw is missed. Dowling has missed a couple of free throws that could have made this game a whole lot closer. We'll see how those play out as this game unfolds.
9 of 16 from the free throw line.
Runner won't go for Gosling, and the Maroons have it, but Johnston not giving up. Ball rolling around, and it's a jump ball. Alternating possession arrow will put it in favor of the Maroons.
Gipple was able to run down that loose ball, but then brought it down around her waist and was double teamed. Knocked the ball away, and then the scrum for the loose ball, but Dowling gets to keep possession.
Gyamfi in the middle of that zone, or that defense anyway. Driving down is Heller. And before Heller can get the pass off, she is fouled. See, that's Gosling. Well, that's one way to cool her off. Get her a couple of fouls.
Yeah, that's kind of been the intent of what the Maroons have wanted to do. They're doing a great job of working inside and out in this 3rd quarter.
Gipple drives in, nice cut, and good backside defense there. Nelk kind of got her right hand in. She got beat, but she was able to get the hand to help her. Inbound to Frericks is stolen, and then great job there, Eiley Tanky. She stole the pass, then threw it off of Frericks. Johnston gets the ball back.
That's basketball IQ right there. That's getting in, you steal the ball and have the presence of mind to be able to turn around and hit it off of your opponent.
It's about the 7th time Johnston has done a great backdoor pass. There's something there on the overcommit, and it opens up shots like that as Balsley hits it.
Balsley just kind of kept sneaking in, and just planted herself right at the low block.
Why is that backdoor pass is there? Is that overplay on defense?
Yeah, they're looking to try to double up in spots and then aren't getting back and rotating back defensively.
Gipple with it as we're under 2 minutes. She drives, cutting. Frericks, she just kind of lost it, hit her in the wrong spot. I think the ball might have been tipped on the pass. Kind of just disrupt all the timing.
And that's tough. If somebody did get a fingertip on it, the spin on it's a little different. You can't grab it cleanly to make the move to the basket.
That pass was there. Johnston looks to extend their 8-point lead. And Balsley's told by Jillick to just hold the ball until somebody comes up to him. Coach Chad Jillick just said to her, you just stay there until somebody comes up.
And you could see that Kristen Meyer kind of looked down the court to the Johnston bench, had a smile on her face, and she's talking to her assistant coaches. And, you know, at this point, I think they're content to do that. They're going to sit in the zone. It's not that big of a lead, and you might as well give yourself an opportunity heading into the 4th quarter, only being down 8.
I did the Dowling-Ankeny game, and this is kind of what Ankeny did against Dowling. Pull the ball out, force Dowling to come out, Dowling kind of stood around, and that ended up being a Hawk win that night. I think, again, watching the tape, this is something out there, a combo effort here of...
Yeah, it's a little, what they always say, strategery happening out there. And, now it's an opportunity to talk about that the shot clock is going to be in high school next year.
I tell you, Laura, the producers at Iowa PBS and I, after the tournament each year, I think we've had that discussion every year. Is this the last time we see no tournament without a shot clock?
I think that I think it might be, and I think it might be a situation where they're going to see things like this, and when they go to committee and talk about it. But I have heard rumors that there is going to be the shot clock next year.
There's been a vote, I believe, among the NFHS that allows states to do that shot clock as the inbound pass to Gyamfi's knocked away with 3.7 seconds. So now Johnston is going to have to find a play if they want to get a shot off or if they're just content with an 8-point advantage. Got to get it in, though. And that is a 5-second call. So all of that 90 seconds a hold, and Johnston didn't even get a shot off.
That's, 1 point for the Dowling Maroons on their side of things. They did what they wanted to do. They got the result that they wanted. And whether they score off of this or not, it just is one of those things like, we won that battle, and you put that in the back of your mind, knowing that maybe you've gotten into their mind a little bit.
Possibly so. A 12-10 third quarter for Johnston. They lead by 8, quarter 4 when we come back.
We
are
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
It's Fairway Family Food.
We asked 100 grocery shoppers who has the best online shopping.
Fairway Meat and Grocery.
Yes. Name a reason you do your online shopping at Fairway.
Expert shoppers pick out my groceries.
Survey says
Fairway experts hand pick your groceries.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Pick up a great deal when you shop at Fairway.com today.
Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. It has, Laura, already been announced that girls and boys varsity games will have a shot clock. There's no requirement at lower levels, so thanks to our friends that are watching across the state. And hey, if you are watching us in a classroom today, again, this is a field trip, and we're glad that we're part of your educational experience today on this Monday morning.
Just don't ask us to do any math problems.
Did you see the shirt I was wearing yesterday? It said, it's my understanding there'd be no math, basically is what it says. All right, Johnston gets the ball back. They're up by 8. Aaliyah Riley is in the game, and stealing it is Gipple. Emma Gipple steps in front. Will she turn Riley? Falling down, no call. Gyamfi gets the rebound. Throws the baseball pass. She gets the board in front of her, go up ahead, and that is a layup for Anna Gosling. She now has 14 points.
They got back in great fashion, but they forgot about the ball handler. They covered the wings. They didn't cover the driving lane.
Moore drives in on Gosling. Gyamfi plays defense. Heller, 3-shot, no good. Rebound, Anna Gosling, and now the Maroons will reach in. And as I see Jada Gyamfi walk by, I look behind and I see her head coach and associate head coach in the building. 3 at one time Drake Bulldogs and Lisa Bluter. Lisa Brinkmeyer and Jan Jensen. And Iowa Hawkeye women, Big Ten champs, co-champs.
Yeah, what a game yesterday that they played, able to clinch that a tie for the conference title.
And the runner by Riley won't go. Gyamfi swats it out like volleyball to Anna Gosling, who misses the shot. Riley gets the rebound back. The Dragons will have a third attempt at scoring.
Credit Gyamfi for getting in there, knowing she couldn't pull the rebound, but she was able to tip it out to a teammate.
Riley is fouled by Moore. And I'm going to go back one more thing on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Caitlin Clark is who I was asking Coach Meyer about this morning. I said, it's too bad Caitlin's just having an off year at Iowa. She goes, yeah, isn't she? Caitlin Clark, just an incredible player at the Big Ten level. She did it at the high school level. Coach Meyer says that her and Caitlin used to play a game called Dowling. Think of Around the World. They would shoot on the floor at the Maroon Gym where the DOWLING is at and see who could make. And Meyer says, I won the last time we played.
I would tell everybody that asked me, I would tell them about that.
Ava Zedeker, she's fouled by Riley up front. And that is Riley's fourth foul.
Coach Chad Gillick not happy with that call, and he wants to talk to an official about it. And he's taking the time out to be able to have that conversation. I think he's basically saying you're calling it on that end, call it on the other end, and the officials said their piece, he said his piece, and he's going into the huddle.
Well, Chad Slagle, Garrett Wirtz, and Travis Berkey have all worked 5A games before. I've seen them on the floor, see them around the state during the season. And, you know, we talked about the officiating early, and it's always a discussion about how if a game is called differently at the state tournament than it is during the regular season, and that's not for me to decide, and coaches can talk about that all they want. I think you just want to allow the game to be settled on the court.
I agree, and you know, I always go back to Coach Rasmussen, Dick Rasmussen from Ankeny. He said, I learned early on in my career, I didn't worry about the officials. I coached my team. And that served him very well.
It worked well. Nice runner by Heller, high off the glass for two. Wow.
Boy, that one brought rain. That was high off the glass. Good drive and a good take after the timeout.
37-29, Johnston. Back down to an 8-point lead. I hope Coach Rasmussen's watching. Dick and Sue, I've seen them at a couple of regular season games this year. They didn't go out during the COVID year, but I know they were back out this year watching a couple of times. Jada Gyamfi drives in, and she is fouled by Julia Moore. And, you know, good crowd that we're seeing here as well today, Laura, and that's something we didn't see last year as much either.
Yeah, great to be back in Wells Fargo at full force and really no restrictions on anybody.
As the gym quiets down for Gyamfi, who misses the first. And are those orange or pink fingernails that Jada has? I'll have to look at it post-game and see.
If I remember from a year ago, I remember we talked to her several times, and it was orange last year. Hard to tell what it is from this angle. Something that she likes to do, bright colors on her nails, and that is a very bright color. Looks like it might be pink this year.
It does. It certainly does. Jean Berger of the Girls Athletic Union will like that. 9-point advantage. Zedeker drives in, and all of a sudden she's collapsed by two Dragons, and the three shot from Heller is in and out. No good. Gyamfi gets the board, and now we'll run the floor. Buchan back in. She has 4 fouls, sat most of the third quarter. Balsley pulls it back out. 4:30 to play.
Now the Maroons not as content to let them stand out at the half-court line and dribble. So they're coming out and they're going to challenge.
Balsley was there on that backdoor cut again. Well, let's go back one more. We're going to do one more tie-in. Today, there will be a rematch of coaches of one of the more famous girls tournament games 25 years ago. Waterloo West and Ankeny played for a state title, and that was Scott DeYoung coaching Ankeny and Dr. Tony Pappas. They'll face each other this time, Waterloo West versus Centennial, as Scott DeYoung left Ankeny at the split 9 years ago, and they'll have that rematch 25 years later.
And two really great quality coaches that have been around a long time and have just done it year in and year out with their teams. They're just really great X's and O's coaches. They love to be around their players and teach. And one of the things that Scott DeYoung told us earlier this season was, he likes the practice side of it. The kids may not. He loves being in practice and teaching.
Practice. We're talking about practice here. Zedeker's three, no good. Gyamfi the rebound. We only get to practice. This is the only time we get to have a game against each other. Not another. I don't think he was citing Ted Lasso, but, he might as well be, as Gyamfi is fouled on her shot. She'll go to the line. Chance to add to her 6 points in this game.
Gyamfi's really started to do a job here in the second half on the boards, has pulled 8 rebounds so far in this ball game, and so her production and her contribution to this ball game has been defensively and on the glass. Hasn't been that dominant scorer that we see her be and seen her throughout the season, averaging close to 14 a game.
And she's pretty good on the rebounds, too. She has 8 rebounds. If she can get the double figures on both, double-double and a quarterfinal win would be nice. She's getting closer now with 8 points to match her rebound total. 11-point advantage for the Dragons. Heller drives in on Gyamfi, then pulls back out. Now goes again on the hoop. Runner off the glass, no good. Gipple rebound and is fouled. I think that's Buchan, and that's number 5 on Zoe Buchan.
It is, and she's trotting to the bench right away. She was trying to box out Emma Gipple, which I'm pretty sure nobody in the state this year has had any success doing because she is so good at going to the glass, and Buchan giving away a few inches, trying to box her out away from the rim, picks up her 5th.
Buchan fouls out the 3:31 mark with 3 points. Backdoor cut Heller. Tried to get Gosling in the air but couldn't, so she'll dribble it out and see what she can get now. Pull up, 15-footer, good. So if Frericks was good in the first half, I have to say Heller might be the player in the second half.
Yeah, she's done a really good job of running that offense, getting things going, getting the motion going, getting them into position to score.
Again, that backdoor cut Hampton thought was going to be there because it's been there all night, so a little of adjustment there. Hampton throws it to the cheerleader standing underneath the basket. In a couple of minutes, Laura, we have to pick our player of the game, and so we've got a couple of contenders. We've been talking about Jada Gyamfi in her offensive and defensive opportunities today. Anna Gosling is an easy one for points. She has 14 for the Johnston side. We've talked about Frericks and Heller for the Maroons. If it happens to be Dowling can mount a comeback in the final 2:42. They're down 9. Anything's possible, but they're going to have to attack soon.
They still have a little bit of time. You don't have to panic right here. You just need a couple of quick buckets.
Moore's got to get out of the lane. Gipple fakes left, drives in on Gyamfi, and Jada commits the foul. No, they're going to call actually that one on Gosling. The official was pointing out before he out front that's where that foul was. So
those are the things, though, that the Maroons need to do. Need to score in a hurry, but they need to be patient, if that even makes sense. But they have to be to the point where they've got to get inside, create some shots, get inside out, and they've got to, once they knock down the shots, they need to get back and defend. And maybe you'll see if she makes this free throw here, Gipple makes this free throw, they might go with full court.
Gipple now with 10 and a loose full court. Just picking up man defense here is what the Maroons do. They're back within 7. Gyamfi guarded by Gosling. Nice turnaround in the lane for Jada Jimphy, now with 10.
Took it down the lane to the left side and then ducks back over the other shoulder right to the rim.
Heller, crossover, gets in the lane. High off the glass, good. Heller now with 10. Timeout, Dowling there within 7 again. And we're under 2 minutes to play. The final 1 minute, 55 seconds when we come back from the state tournament.
We
are
so much more.
Than an energy company.
We are connectors.
community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
Stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
Relentlessly.
At your service.
Hello, friends. Welcome back inside Wells Fargo Arena. State tournament basketball action presented on the Girls Union Digital Network, which is powered by Farm Bureau. We'll pick a player of the game. Jada Jimphy gets a couple more rebounds, a double-double. That's a good thing for your team, right?
It's a really good thing. It's just been a consistent game for her, not flashy, doing what she needs to do in the middle defensively. The points are starting to come for her. They're putting the ball in her hands, letting her be out front and handle the ball and be the one that starts the offense in motion.
Johnston will face some pressure. Gosling basically handles it herself. Dribbles in, then makes a big U-cut, comes back out. But Dowling's going to play defense, and they may have to start fouling. We're in the bonus as a foul by that's Triton. And an IMTINS.com. Be worry-free with IMT. Substitution here as Julia Moore comes back in.
Dragons very good from the free throw line, and as I say that, of course, they miss one. But as a team, they're 77%. That's one of the best in 5A.
Maroons, Heller is fouled out front. And you wouldn't know it, Gosling is up in this contest. She is still contending, and that, I think, is her 4th foul. So Riley has 4, Gosling has 4.
And I think she looked to the bench, and Coach Jillick was not real happy with that. I love the aggressiveness and trying to make the play, but you don't want to stop the clock and put Dowling at the free throw line where they have a chance to get a little closer and time is not running off the clock.
Heller hits the first. She now has 11 points, which is the best of the Maroons, and misses the second, and Nelk gets it out to Riley, who will now probably get some help. Jimphy gets rid of it. Gosling at the logo is wrapped up and fouled by Tritton. So the clock stops with 1:19. 6-point advantage for the Dragons as they look to add to this lead with the clock stopped.
Gosling, the best free throw shooter on the team at 88%.
And I think 2 years ago, she was the best in the state. She broke a free throw record as a sophomore when she shot 90% from free throw land.
As soon as she got it into her hands, she just covered up and waited for the foul to come.
And if you're Dowling, like, oh, of all the people to get the ball, of course it's her.
Well, and you can't be choosy in this situation. You just have to hope for the best, and they got one of two. They got a result that they wanted.
Dowling's been able to hit a couple of threes. Let's see who can dial it up now. It's going to be Heller. She'll drive in. Was going to maybe go for the and one, but 15 seconds have now dribbled off the clock. Heller forces off with her left hand, kicks it back out. Knocked out of bounds by Gosling. So a good 20 seconds went off the clock there without an attempt at the basket.
And a three right here would make it very interesting. You don't necessarily need to have that three. You just need a bucket, and you have to do it quickly. Time is clicking away.
Frericks drives, won't get it. Gyamfi the rebound. And another loose foul. And now the good thing for Dowling is that happened early in the possession. 47.6 now as more fouls.
You want to try to extend the game as much as you can, so you do have to foul quickly, not allow them to get it into the front court.
Coach Meyer's squad giving the Dragons all they could handle in this one, as Gosling gets the first to go. It'll be 2 shots the rest of the way for the Maroons, or for the Dragons, as the Maroons have reached the double bonus with 10 fouls. Gosling now with 17 points and making a strong case for player of the game. Gipple, 40 seconds, more. Drives in, throws up, and one. No, before the shot, she travels.
You know what has been so helpful for the Dragons is Gyamfi is just manning the paint. She's just in there, and when the Maroons drive in and then make that spin move, they think they have their defender beat, but they spin, and then all of a sudden there's Gyamfi.
She's there everywhere. You're going to wake up. That's one of those things where you wake up in the middle of the night and all you see is 42 in black and purple in a white jersey. All right, timeout on the floor. 35 seconds to play in this 5A quarterfinal.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
Johnston fan base there, we saw just a moment, and I wasn't even going to bring it up, but Johnston Music had a pretty good weekend as they took top honors at the Ram Showcase at Southeast Polk Show Choir. Johnston put 3 of their show choirs in the finals Saturday night. Wow. Innovation with the win. Fantastic music program there at Johnston. They also, great marching band, and good to see them get an opportunity. All right, I have never seen this out of bounds play. 5 Dragons are all out of bounds.
I think they're discussing that. Do you need to have 4 players on the floor? I don't know. I've never seen it either.
I've seen it where you have to do a double inbounds, where someone will run and you'll do a double pass. This is like lined up for a track practice, like they're running killers. Riley throws it in. And a whistle. We might need to get an explanation on this one. This is where if this game was on Iowa PBS, we'd have the coaches mic'd up and we could hear what they're asking.
Yeah, again, it's something I've not ever seen, that formation, and I'm sure everybody was sitting up and taking notice, and they're like, if this works, all the coaches in the stands here are going, oh, we're going to draw this one up.
But we didn't get to see exactly how it went because before like 3 steps were taken, the whistle was blown as maybe Gosling hadn't established both feedback and bounce. That's possible. Johnston gets the steal on the inbounds, or after the second pass, and now Johnston will just pass it away. And let's see if we extend the game. Moore gets the steal. 3-point shot blocked by Gosling. Gyamfi the board, 15 seconds. Gyamfi gets rid of it with Balsley, and it's the final 10. And let's just see, Zedeker is going to foul Anna Gosling with 9 seconds, and that's going to be it. What doubt was there of a miracle comeback?
You know, they hung in there, the Maroons did, and they challenged the Dragons throughout most of this ball game, and it was really the spurt at the end of the second quarter, right before halftime, where Johnston was able to pull away, and then the Maroons were not able to cut into that lead at all here in the second half.
Back to an 11-point game. Heller will go down. She'll pull up, hit the shot at the buzzer. And Johnston advances with a 47-38 win. A 12-11 fourth quarter. This matches their closest game of the year, but Laura, the last two games the Dragons have played have been much closer than the score indicated.
Yeah, and they, I know that Johnston feels a little pressure. They're undefeated coming in to this tournament, trying to be the first 5A team to be able to go wire to wire. And, they might be thinking a little bit about that, but Dowling came in very well prepared in this ballgame, had a great strategy to start this ballgame, and made some adjustments.
All right, we're going to have a presentation.
For the awards presentation. In addition to receiving medallions, each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU is Gary Ross. Congratulations to head coach Kristen Meyer and the Maroons from Dowling Catholic on an outstanding basketball season. And now, Zoe Buchan will advance their team to the next round on the official bracket at center court. Dragon fans, your team advances to the 5A semifinals and will play the winner of our next game between Pleasant Valley and Iowa City High on Thursday at 10 a.m.
Three Johnston players in double figures, Jada Jimfy, Aaliyah Riley, and Anna Gosling. And Anna is our Casey's player of the game, Laura. 19 points. She had a pretty good defensive game, but offensively she was really tough to beat.
Boy, she started out strong. She was kind of the one that threw down the gauntlet and says, all right, you're going to have to go through us to win this ball game, knock down some big shots in the first quarter. Kind of quiet in the second, but boy, had a big second half, did a lot of things right, not only scoring the basketball, but defensively she had some big plays.
Casey's is proud to sponsor the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and today's player of the game. Casey's is at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans and making sure there's fresh pizza ready, win or lose. Sign up for new Casey's Rewards, the rewards program that gives back by letting you redeem points for Casey's cash, fuel discounts, or donations to local schools. All right, Laura Leonard, as we put a wrap on this ball game, Dowling will finish the year at 18-7. The Dragons advance 24-0. A lot of the discussion around the state is who could beat Johnston. Dowling did everything in their power today to be the team that could. It shows the others that Johnston is a beatable team, but Johnston also proved they're number one for a reason.
Yeah, they saw some different looks from the Maroons. They were a little confused by it at first, but then they were able to make those adjustments. That's what good teams will do. Yes, they may get thrown off balance a little bit to start a ball game, but in the end, they were able to come back and play that Johnston Dragon basketball that we have seen from them throughout the year. And you know what? Credit to the Dowling Catholic Maroons. They played so hard and really gave it everything they got. And you got to credit Emma Gipple, senior. Great season for her and a great career ahead of her as well. I think has the opportunity either softball or basketball to play in college.
She's a great player, and wish her the best, and all the seniors that play their last game today. As there's a good place to end your season, and it's here at the state tournament. All right, Laura, you're busy. You've got some more work to do yet this morning, and Pleasant Valley and City High are on the floor. They'll be playing next, and all of 5A will take place here yet today. All right, that will do it for game number one. Johnston advances with a 47-38 win over Dowling Catholic. For Lauren Leonard, I'm Paul Yeager and the rest of the Digital Network crew here. So long from Wells Fargo Arena. Thank you for watching this Iowa High School Girls State Basketball Tournament game.